Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's video. This week I have a piece of a log, it's not even a whole log, that's been sitting around, and it's a very odd shape, as you can see, and I almost threw it away, but I figured there's something in there that can come out of it, or at least I was going to try, so here it goes. Starting out at around 300 RPMs. This looks faster because it's sped up, but I had to go pretty slow at first. I think because it was such an odd shape. It really wasn't balanced. So starting here on the bottom, just trying to get some material off. There's a big chunk missing from the side, so I have to take some material off before I can really start rounding the corners. I'm going to be using a recess or a mortise with a foot on this. I know a lot of people have asked why I don't use a tenon. Well, sometimes I do, but on this one I decided to use a mortise. Starting now to work on the sides and the curve. Now I'm trying to flatten out the area where the foot will be. Getting there. All the tools and materials I use will be linked in the video description. They are affiliate links. Not all, but most of them are. Clicking on them and buying something supports this channel, so thank you in advance if you decide to buy anything. So at this point I'm thinking to myself, this was a bad idea. Because of that chunk missing in the side, I was ready to just stop turning this and put it aside and go to something different, but I didn't, obviously, and continuing on, just trying to see what's gonna come out of this. Not sure what shape it's really gonna be because of that big side piece missing, and there were chainsaw marks, as you saw, in the bottom. Still flattening out that area where the foot's going to be. Now I've moved on to the skew chisel here. And now is as good a time as any to mention that if you are not subscribed to the channel and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. It really helps YouTube get my videos in front of more people, and so it helps the channel grow. Liking the video and clicking that bell icon help as well. Sharing the video on your social media if you're so inclined. Also, I'm not sure if everyone knows, I do have a PF Woodturning Instagram and Facebook pages. I'll link those in the video description as well if you want to check them out. As you can see, as I'm taking it off to reverse it, I decided to leave quite a bit of that indent and see what it looks like when I turn outside. I didn't mention at the beginning, but this is a 2.5-inch faceplate that I just got. I didn't have one big enough for this, so I needed to get one. So reversing it here in expansion mode in the chuck, and starting the process of hollowing it out. Starting with the Carter and Son bowl gouge. And I use a variety of tools throughout this just because it was such an odd shape and couldn't get it to very high RPMs. I think the most that I got it up to for RPMs was around 600. So it was a slower than usual process for me to hollow this thing out. So after removing just a little bit of material, I found that I could go a little bit faster and take off some more material at a time, as you can see here in coming up. You can see how far down those screws in the faceplate went. I used 2-inch screws just to be sure. This tool that I'm using is the Jimmy Clue's Mate tool. It's a hollowing tool. It's great for this kind of thing. I vacuum a little with the dust collector and gauging the thickness of the bowl in the scientific method as usual. And I did want to get out quite a bit more material. It was just too thick. I was going for a different look. Variations on how I'm using the bowl gouge. I use push cuts and pull cuts and shear scraping, as you'll notice throughout the video. Switched over to the skew chisel here, trying to get a smoother cut as I get closer to the thickness that I want. Here I've switched over to the Easy Wood Tools No. 1 Hollower. This really works great on corners, especially for me anyway. I think it works well when it is a delicate area. Unlike the bowl gouge, I was afraid it was going to catch if that bark inclusion were to break free or open up. So I guess I missed filming the part where it started to show through, which at this point was the intention. So applying denatured alcohol here to get the dust off, and sanding sealer at this step. And some steel wool to denib after the sanding sealer dried. And onto the Axe abrasive sanding paste. If you're new to the channel, you should know that I use Axe in almost every one of my projects. And I do have a discount code in the video description, PF10. If you go to axewoodpaste.com, you can get 10% off of your order. So thank you to Axe for providing that coupon code for the viewers. Many have messaged me and said how much they like the product after trying it. And now on the Axe polishing paste, which is really the last step, well, before finishing the foot and putting the branding in the foot, in the recess. Now I had to be very careful because of this hole, and again the video was sped up so it looks more dangerous than it is, but I just had to keep my hand away, and so it was fine. But taking it off the lathe here and giving some close-ups. There'll be some photos at the end as well. So thank you everyone for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments. I do answer everyone. If you're interested in leaving a comment or asking a question, I will reply. And some photos here. So let me know what you think in the comments. I really like how this sort of came out in an organic shape. If you do, let me know, and if you don't, well, let me know that too.